Hi. Today I'm going to squat, wear sunglasses, and throw something with a pitchfork.
Big throw, but you gotta stay behind the tree.
All right, so it is ridiculously cold for Texas right now. It's in the 30s, and in classic Texas style, we've had like 4 different kinds of weather in 1 week. We've had a warm, sunny 70-degree day. We've had a super windy day. We've had an overcast, stormy rain day. And now we've got an actual winter day, which I guess this would be more like fall in the rest of the world, but it's winter here. So I'm headed up to the CrossFit box, headed to Heroes to, well, first we're going to squat. I'm going to put some weight on my back today and go a little bit heavy. Haven't done that in a while. And then follow it up with probably a quick 12-minute open workout. I think it's 14-2. I think is what we're doing today, if I read it right. Not a reader. After that, I have a meeting scheduled with our head coach about some programming stuff. But in between that, there's a kind of a time lag in between the end of the workout and the meeting. So I'm going to go out back and throw some sheaf because we have the room to do it. There's no cars back there I can destroy. But the meeting itself is actually going to be pretty cool because we're talking about integrating throwing training or training for throwers into CrossFit WODs and CrossFit strength WODs, which is obviously a passion of mine, something that I think is extremely useful for even a general population, and that's kind of what we're targeting. I think there's a lot of value in throwing movements and integrating a lot of that stuff. Some of the things we're going to be talking about are a lot of the things I'm doing with Matt in Training Lab for our online Training Lab group for throwers. Just med ball variations, different Olympic lift variations that have good carryover to throwers, jumps, bounding, all those kind of things that make you more explosive, make you a more effective thrower. I think they also make you a better athlete overall. I think that's been shown time and time again. Throwing to me is a fundamental human movement. It falls under that same umbrella as the hip hinge, as getting up off the ground and pushing things away from you, pulling things down, running. It's a fundamental human thing that our body has evolved to do. The human shoulder, the speed that it can move and deliver things, the different types of throws that we can do, those are amazing things that only human beings are capable of. So I think it's a disservice to exclude that from programming that aims to make anybody more well-balanced, to make them a better athlete. So we're going to sit down, talk about adding in some of those things for a general fitness population. I think it'll be a lot of fun. This stuff is fun for me, and I think it will be for a lot of people. People like to throw. Since we were kids, we like to play catch. We like to throw things. You put a kid next to a creek, that kid is going to pick up rocks and throw them into the creek without being told to. It's just something people enjoy. It's fun.
Here's to the finest crew in Starfleet. Engage. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Historical truth or personal truth.
For squatting today, I knew I was probably going to handle a little bit more weight than I had recently, and my knees had been bothering me. Chewed up meniscus in my right knee from fencing for so many years, lunging onto that knee. So once in a while, it just kind of acts up. Cold weather, all that kind of good stuff. So today, I decided to go slightly lower bar placement, but a wider stance than I normally do. Normally, I'm very classic Olympic squat style. These days anyway, fairly narrow stance, high bar, but I decided to mess around a little bit with it to take some of the strain off the knee, get my hips to take some of the workload. And it did seem to help. The one thing I noticed, especially as the weight starts to go up, is that it was harder to get to depth, which is something I've never had an issue with at all. I've never had any depth issues, especially Olympic squatting. But as the weight went up, I felt like to get my hips to descend past parallel, I was going to have to lose some tightness. So it was kind of in a balancing act. So you'll see maybe the last couple of reps, they cut right at parallel. Not anything I'm worried about. This isn't the normal way I squat, but it's interesting to watch.
If you can't find it within yourself to stand up, tell the truth. You don't deserve to wear that uniform. This is becoming a speech.
You're the captain, sir.
about something everyone knows. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Just kept talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt. It was really quite hypnotic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. Moving from topic to topic. Quite hypnotic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. Moving from topic to topic. Quite hypnotic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. Quite hypnotic.
As promised, moved that side, started throwing some sheaf. Here I'll show you a couple of the warm-ups that I use. This one is just kind of a wind and drop, where I'll go through the motions all the way to the beginning, but I will, instead of continuing to throw, I'll stop the fork on the right side. Kind of allow myself to come up onto my toes like I'm preparing, and then just let the bag drop. I feel like that sets me up, and it's a good drill just in general to set me up to get ready to drive the bag down so I can feel that balance point, feel that point at which the momentum changes and when I should be pushing down. And the next one is probably a drill anybody that's thrown a sheaf or learned has done is a bottoms up drill. It's just setting it on your right foot and more or less just doing a snatch pull with it. Trying to generate as much speed upward as you can just by standing, extending the hips, and pulling up. The one thing when I look back at the tape here that this drill shows me is that I need to get a little bit more shrug and a little bit more upward motion. I need to try to pull my traps up to my ears to get a little bit extra pop on the bag.
Respond to my questions. I am Lacute as a ball. You are ball. I am Lacute as a ball. You will assist us. I am Lacute as a ball. You are ball. I am Lacute as a ball. Not based on that vessel. I am Lacute as a ball.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. You may have heard me mention earlier in the video that Matt Vincent and I have an online training group. It's called Training Lab. It is built specifically for Highland Games athletes. It's structured to take a Highland Games athlete through an entire year of training. So off-season, pre-season, in-season speed and strength blocks, and even to your peak season. So if there's a particular games or a time of year that you want to peak for. We handle the throws programming, the weight room programming, take all that off your plate so you can focus on getting the work done when you go out to throw, when you get in the weight room. We are opening up more slots on Monday when the strength block starts, so that's when the real fun begins. We have a real active Facebook group. People post a lot of videos, a lot of discussion. So I will put an email in the space below, but it's traininglab@mattvincent.net. If you're interested, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Hit like, subscribe. I always point like I know where those buttons are. I have no idea where any of those buttons are. So hit the one that looks like this and not the one that looks like this.